Hi, this is Dr. Frank Chopatini with the Church of Rational Truth. And today we're going to talk a little bit about religion as a coping mechanism. So, first, I want to talk a little bit about what I use as a definition for a coping mechanism. In my book, a coping mechanism is anything someone does in response to something negative or a problem in their life. And for me, I include absolutely everything as a coping mechanism. Drinking is a coping mechanism. Fighting is a coping mechanism. Punching a hole in the wall is a coping mechanism. Taking drugs is a coping mechanism. Seeing a doctor and taking drugs is a coping mechanism. Everything technically counts. Anything we can do in response to a problem is our way of coping with it. And many times people use religion as their coping mechanism. And depending on the situation, it could be good, it can be bad. I've seen many times just from my own experiences in Africa, in other countries, that many times religion is a very mixed coping mechanism. A lot of times it's almost a forced coping mechanism or a way to gain secondary gain. A lot of times in these countries, people have very little of their own, and joining a certain religion gives them a lot of immediate benefit. They all of a sudden get a community. They get a bunch of people who are doing well financially. They're getting new opportunities for possibly jobs, networking, and improving their own lives, completely irrespective of the religion. They just get it because they're joining this already established community. And by, agreeing to these things, they get their own secondary benefit. That happens a lot in the United States, but in the third world countries, you see it a lot more. You see a lot of, what is it called? Rice field Christians or rice paddy Christians. I don't know if that's the appropriate term, but people who are basically joining that religion because of the secondary gain. They get an extra bowl of rice if they come to the church and join. So they do it. There's a very clear benefit to that. It happens in the United States quite a bit as well, where people use religion as their way of coping. You'll see a lot of times certain churches or religious organizations host things for alcoholics, drug addicts, other people who are at low points in their lives who are struggling with real problems. And a lot of times religion is kind of the quick fix, whether it's because you get a sense of community, whether it is because you get a quick resolution for your problems. People see it as a way of fixing what ails them or finding right answers to things that really don't always have simple right answers, and they cling to that as their way of coping. Sometimes it is a proper way. So someone, let's say, is, finding difficulties with spirituality. Okay, religion might be a wonderful way of coping because it fills that void or fixes that problem. But many times religion, and this is the dark side of it, is religion doesn't really fix that problem. Some people are depressed. Some people have wronged others and feel guilty. And their way of getting rid of the guilt or getting rid of the problem is by finding religion, because the religion can absolve them of that wrongdoing. The religion can absolve them of that grief of being an alcoholic, of destroying their family. And religion can give them forgiveness. Religion can give them a way to remove the guilt or a way of coping with that guilt. But the problem is it is a false way of coping in those cases. The religion itself doesn't necessarily fix those problems they had. The religion itself doesn't really fix the underlying problem that caused them to do that, or the underlying problems that may still be ongoing in their lives. In that case, the person is really just lying to themselves. They're trying to tell themselves that they're better, that they fixed a problem just because they're going to church or doing a certain thing or certain custom that removes the guilt. But in reality, that real problem that underlies it is still going on, still going strong, and has not actually fixed itself. They've just tricked themselves into doing it, which is really what a lot of not so great coping mechanisms do. The reasons why people do drugs is they don't want to feel bad because of the things that are going on. It is a quick fix, just like religion is. I don't want to fix my relationship with my wife, so I'll become Christian, and everything says it's okay because I'm Christian. It's a quick fix, but it doesn't really fix the bigger underlying problems that led to that negative behavior or that problem in the first place. Now, obviously, that's a very one-sided view. There are good things that can happen because of finding religion as a coping mechanism. You can get a greater sense of community. You can gain friendships. You can gain a sense of well-being, a sense of reason, a sense of belonging. But like everything, with our church is you have to look at the positive and the negative. You have to see what is really going on with this decision making, and am I really fixing the base problem at hand, or am I just trying to find a quick solution to get me out of it? That's about it for this lecture. It's a very short one for this week. If anybody does have anything that they'd like to see in the future or any comments or suggestions, please put them below. Next week, I think it's going to be a new month next week. Yes, next week technically is a new month. So hopefully we'll have the finances for the previous month, and we'll have the amount that will be going towards next month's activities. So thank you all for listening. Y'all have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.